Tired of seeing the fickle Liu Ruyan, pure-hearted Liu Ruyan steps forward. The entire story unfolds in one go. The exciting story begins now. On a variety show, a celebrity wife was asked by the host if she had a boyfriend. She happily replied, "The moment I saw him, I had already thought of the names for our future children. Now I'm just waiting for his answer." These words caused a stir across the internet. The whole network buzzed. The popular star Liu Ruyan already has a boyfriend. The show had prepared a surprise for her. Her first love, who had gone abroad, walked onto the stage. Smiling, he said, "My answer is yes." Cheers instantly filled the night sky. But I clearly saw Liu Ruyan. Amidst the sea of people, her eyes looking at me were filled with panic. 2.5 minutes earlier, at the recording site of the Strongest Brain Circuit variety show, my girlfriend Liu Ruyan had fought through many rounds and made it to the finals. Her high intelligence and exceptional looks almost guaranteed her the championship. With only the final question left in the championship battle, the show suddenly took a twist. Interviewing Liu Ruyan about whether she had a boyfriend, she smiled at the camera, saying she was waiting for someone's answer, making the audience speculate wildly. Watching the broadcast frequency in the studio, my friend, who came with me, nudged my elbow suggestively. "Liu Ruyan is planning to go public with you. She just got famous and already wants to announce her relationship. She must be afraid you'll run away." I smiled without saying a word, but the makeup artist beside me looked at me with wide eyes. "Brother, no way. Are you Liu Ruyan's boyfriend? Can you get her autograph for me later? My niece loves her." I calmly replied, "No problem, leave it to me." At this moment, Liu Ruyan on stage probably doesn't know I've arrived. The show producer contacted me, saying they wanted to insert a special segment, witnessed by the whole internet, to make our relationship public. While they gained attention, our love could finally be grandly revealed to the world. I agreed. Now I was in the dressing room, getting ready for my appearance, when a crowd of people suddenly walked in, surrounding a curly-haired guy in a long white sweater. His assistant glanced around, and when their eyes landed on us, they arrogantly walked over. Our third brother doesn't like outsiders around when he's getting his makeup done. All unrelated people clear out. The makeup artist doing my makeup gave an awkward smile, rolled their eyes, skillfully packed up the makeup kit, and dragged us to the corner, whispering apologies. "Brother G, let's stay out of the way. This must be an idol brought in by the show. No need to clash with them. They're all like this." My friend clenched his fists angrily. Just because they're new stars doesn't mean they can take someone else's place. I pulled my friend over and smiled. "It's fine. We were just borrowing the dressing room anyway." Soon my makeup was done. I was placed to wait backstage. Out of the corner of my eye, I noticed the idol from the dressing room. He was now standing next to me. He glanced at me sideways, then suddenly smiled and said, "You're Liu Ruyan's boyfriend, right?" I responded politely, "She's not the champion yet." The idol chuckled, confidently saying, "She will definitely be the champion. Liu Ruyan has the ability." I looked at him in surprise, wondering where his confidence came from. Could he be a fan of Liu Ruyan too? The show continued tensely and excitingly. Finally, Liu Ruyan answered the last question correctly. The entire audience stood up. Cheers echoed through the studio. I watched Liu Ruyan stand up from her seat, her sharp features looking even more striking under the spotlight. Her lips curved up, revealing a sweet smile. My heart pounded wildly. Even after dating her for 5 years, I couldn't suppress my excitement at this moment. Just then, the host mysteriously smiled and mentioned a special guest to share Liu Ruyan's championship moment together. Liu Ruyan was slightly stunned. Who could it be? The host teased, "Of course, it's the person who can give you the answer you've been waiting 5 years for." I nervously adjusted my clothes, ready to go on stage. But in the next second, The host suddenly looked in our direction. Please welcome T16 Idol group member and our champion Liu Ruyan's boyfriend, Tang San. I was stunned on the spot, doubting my ears. Did the host confuse the special guest with my name? The white-clad idol beside me suddenly pushed me aside, giving me a victorious smile. Then he turned to the staff and said, "Get rid of unrelated people standing in the way," confidently walking onto the stage. He embraced Liu Ruyan, who was still in a daze, and said, "Sorry to keep you waiting so long. My answer is yes." On stage, the handsome man and beautiful woman confessed their love. A picture-perfect scene. Fireworks and confetti filled the stage. I stood there, stiff and motionless. It took me a while to react. A familiar face from the production team ran over nervously, apologizing profusely. "I'm so sorry, G. Boater. I just found out the director invited Tang San from the idol group. He recently debuted and is currently very popular. The production team said his appearance would definitely trend, bringing traffic to the show. But I don't know how they arranged for Tang San to be Liu Ruyan's boyfriend. There must have been a mistake." I snapped out of my daze, turning to look at the person apologizing to me. "Not just that. Didn't you also find out that Tang San was Liu Ruyan's ex-boyfriend?" I never met Tang San, but I had heard about him from Liu Ruyan. He went abroad to become a trainee 6 years ago. Fearing it would affect his future, he decisively broke up with Liu Ruyan. Now, seeing Liu Ruyan's rise to fame, he came back to ride the wave of her popularity. Thinking about what Tang San said to me before going on stage, he clearly knew who I was and said those words on purpose. The acquaintance from the production team looked embarrassed. I didn't say much, just looked at Liu Ruyan on stage. I saw her face filled with panic, reaching out as if to push Tang San away. But Tang San quickly let go. He immediately adjusted the microphone, anxiously saying, "You all." But the microphone cut off in the next second. I watched the scene unfold, then turned away, calmly telling the staff beside me, "What you did today, I will definitely pursue." Whether Tang San benefited, or the production team did it intentionally, prepared to receive a lawyer's letter, I turned to leave the studio. The crew behind me were angrily muttering, "Just a little internet celebrity. Who does he think he is? You can't do anything to me." Liu Ruyan already knew about the program's arrangements. He personally verified it. Of course, whoever he says is his boyfriend. "Is that so?" Liu Ruyan said, smiling slightly. "Then let's handle this together." I smirked, too lazy to engage with them, pulling my frozen in shock brother, and directly left the studio. My brother followed me. After regaining his senses, he was furious. "We just left like that? What does this mean? Treating us like monkeys. Clearly, it was their crew that invited us." I said nothing, bowing my head in thought. My brother couldn't help but step forward to block me. "What are you thinking? We should have gone up on stage to explain. You are Liu Ruyan's real boyfriend. His confession must have been directed at you, but that other guy intercepted it. So shameless." I stopped, looking back at my brother. What's the point of rushing on stage? Wait for them to cut the mic, causing a scene, creating a broadcasting accident, letting public opinion ferment, and the crew to reap the benefits. My brother calmed down. After a while, he still felt indignant. "So we just endure this. They invited us, and now they pull this stunt. What is Liu Ruyan doing? Why doesn't he clarify?" I shook my head, laughing. "Do you think your brother is that easy to bully? Letting people step on us and spit on us?" Although I don't know if Liu Ruyan is aware of this. The best way to handle it is clearly not to go on stage. My brother's eyes lit up. "Do you have another idea?" By now, we had left the radio station. I thought for a moment, taking out my phone and calling Liu Ruyan. I guessed he would be off stage by now. The call went unanswered. He must have left his phone backstage. But that's okay. Not being able to reach him doesn't mean I can't do anything. Don't we have a live stream tonight? I asked suddenly. I am a gossip blogger, accumulating quite a few fans by talking about gossip. I have over 2 million followers on a certain video site, and my brother is my assistant. One of us appears on camera, while the other manages the account. The account isn't small, but it should be enough to handle this matter. My brother paused for a moment, then quickly realized, right? We have a live stream at 8 p.m. to promote some products. But weren't you going to attend the program? You asked me to postpone the live stream. Do you want to clarify this matter during the live stream? I told my brother to keep an eye on the Weibo trending topics. This time, the championship event was broadcast live online. No doubt, Liu Ruyan and Tang San's fans were in an uproar. My brother, having worked with me for years, knew what I was thinking and focused on the trending topics. He even had someone investigate Tang San's background. Soon, my brother angrily showed me his phone. As expected, it was already trending on Weibo. Beauty scholar versus handsome idol. What a divine CP. My brother looked at me worriedly. Don't be mad. This must be Tang San's doing. His family must have bought the trending spot to create hype. These netizens are all fooled by them. I'll find someone to buy a trending spot. To clarify that you are the real boyfriend. Let's see if he can still show his face. Don't do anything yet. Wait a bit and see if there are other trending topics. I calmly replied. Wait for what? I didn't say much. Pulled out my phone and logged into my account. Opening the live stream interface, maybe due to the warm-up from the previous 2 days. As soon as I started streaming, 5,000 to 6,000 people flooded in. Watching the increasing number of viewers, I scanned the screen and calmly said, I went to a show today, but there was a little incident. However, I have a question for everyone. Can you help me think of names for my ex-girlfriend's child? There's a reward of 888 cash for the best name. The comments exploded instantly. Names for the ex-girlfriend's child. Wait, ex-girlfriend? When did you start dating someone? Why are you thinking of names after breaking up? I'm confused. Am I the class monitor? Has anyone noticed something odd? The streamer is at Block TV. And today Liu Ruyan and Tang San just announced their relationship. I remember Liu Ruyan's confession line was, when I saw him for the first time. I even thought of names for our future children. Could the ex-girlfriend be Liu Ruyan? Holy cow, this is some juicy gossip. The commenter above nailed it. Wait, could Tang San be the third party? Streamer, spill the tea. Is Liu Ruyan your ex? Since this was a live stream, the whole chat exploded. Someone shared it on Weibo, and it wasn't long before Tang San's fans caught wind of it and swarmed in. In an instant, the live stream surged to 100,000 viewers. Tang San's fans started leaving comments. Our San is the only handsome one. Everyone else is just riding his coattails. What's this D-list internet celebrity doing trying to ride our San's fame? Get lost, the Weibo army is here. What's the name of this streamer? Jibo, who is this? Trying to ride our San's coattails? Liu Ruyan has already made it official, okay? What ex-boyfriend just looked up the streamer's content? So lame! Is clout chasing the norm in this industry? My brother was beside me, anxiously pacing. I remained calm and didn't say anything. At that moment, a video call from Liu Ruyan came in. I answered and calmly put it on speakerphone, then placed the phone aside. Continuing the live stream, Liu Ruyan's familiar voice came through. Honey, I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on. I'm still clean. What's all this nonsense? Don't come to conclusions. The one I want to announce my relationship with has always been you. That guy Tang San was arranged by the program. I've already had a falling out with the program team. I'm contacting a lawyer right now to sue the program team and Tang San. Honey, say something, okay? Where are you? I searched the entire TV station but couldn't find you. Seeing he had said enough, I coughed twice. Calmly picked up the phone. Liu Ruyan, I'm live streaming. Liu Ruyan looked stunned for a moment in the video. I thought he would get angry, but he quickly caught on. Is this your main account? Wait. Should I say hello to your stream fans first? I don't think anyone wants to see you right now, including me. With that, I hung up the video call. The live chat was filled with question marks. Was that Liu Ruyan's voice? So sweet and affectionate. I want to see Liu Ruyan. I want to see him. Oh my! Was that really Liu Ruyan's voice? Is this real? What's going on? I'm completely confused. Can't stop eating this drama. Class rep, where are you? Come out and summarize. Isn't it obvious? The one riding the coattails isn't Jibo. It's your beloved Tang San. The one riding the coattails isn't Jibo. It's your beloved Tang San. Your idol is shameless. Stealing someone else's girlfriend. Exactly, it's hilarious. Your idol is the one hopping on trends for fame. The man himself has come out to clarify. Upstairs, you brain-dead fans. Is Jibo your real dad or something? Why are you defending him so much? Just because Liu Ruyan said it's true? Maybe it's a voice actor faking it. If you have the guts, get Liu Ruyan to personally clear it up in the live stream. Right now, Liu Ruyan is probably with our Tang San. No way he's in this D-list internet celebrities live stream. This is hilarious. The live chat was full of various opinions, especially Tang San's fans spamming the chat. My brother looked at me worriedly, signaling me to mute the sound. What should we do now? These people don't believe Liu Ruyan's clarification tweet at all. Don't rush, things are still unclear. My brother was constantly monitoring Weibo. At this moment, he grabbed my phone, set the live stream to mute, then angrily said, "That Tang San just tweeted. Look at this. He's accusing us of clout chasing. Who's really clout chasing here? This is shameless." I took my brother's phone, seeing tweet from a minute ago. A major moment in life. I never expected to be used for clout. As long as you're happy. In just over a minute, it already had thousands of retweets, and the comments were full of insults directed at me. Most comments accused me of being scheming and shamelessly riding the wave. I sneered. This guy is really something. While I was checking Weibo, the live stream was suddenly flooded with dream castles. Someone sent 50 in a row. If I remember correctly, each one costs 2,888 RMB. Spending 150,000 in one go. All the live chat comments were instantly drowned by this grand gesture. The account sending the gifts was Liu Ruyan's. Honey, don't be mad anymore. I'll spend all the appearance fee from the show to make it up to you, okay? This comment filled the entire live stream. Impossible to miss. The chat exploded. Some said I staged this, but then Liu Ruyan himself debunked it live. Soon, fans started to react. Oh my god, it really is Liu Ruyan. I follow the account. It's Liu Ruyan's verified account confessing online. Was the show just a script? This is Liu Ruyan's real husband. Finally, the true CP. I was even more confused. What's really going on? Which one is the real partner? I feel like crying seeing the public opinion fermenting sufficiently. And quickly, Liu Ruyan posted a pinned tweet with just one sentence. The one I confessed to on the show is my boyfriend, Jibo. As for why Tang San appeared, I don't know. It was arranged by the production team. I explained it on stage, but was cut off by the production team. I hope the production team and Tang San's agency apologize to my boyfriend. Otherwise, all the attacks my boyfriend suffers, I will screenshot and save as evidence for a lawsuit. Then she posted a photo of us together. My friend, who had been following all the trending news, was slack-jawed. Damn, how did you know Liu Ruyan would back you up? So it was the production team behind this. I knew your love-struck Liu Ruyan wouldn't do something like this. Just standard practice. Not everyone can ride her coattails, especially not some nobodies. I told my friend to pack up. We're going home now. Aren't we waiting for Liu Ruyan to come out from the TV station? I glanced at the TV station and slowly said if she could come out, she would have already come to find us. She must be held up by someone. No worries, old lovers catching up. Let's go back and wait for her. At home. Soon the trending news exploded. More and more topics emerged. Tang San exposed. Cunning production team. Making the real boyfriend watch while promoting a newcomer. Tang San's downfall on Live TV. What's Tang San's mental state now? It wasn't long before the door opened. Liu Ruyan rushed around as soon as she entered the house. Seeing me lying on the sofa, she finally breathed a sigh of relief. Honey, change your shoes. I didn't lift my head. Liu Ruyan swallowed her words, then changed her shoes, and slowly walked over. Baby, I was wrong. Let's just forget about this, okay? I stared at her expressionlessly. You're quite self-aware. But what exactly did you do wrong? She looked at me pitifully, her nose turning red with urgency. I really didn't know what the production team was planning. I don't know why they brought Tang San, or why they called you to the scene. But don't worry, I've already taken care of it. I've sued both the production team and Tang San. No one can bully my husband. I sighed and peeled off my face mask. It's not that I don't understand the situation. I just want to know what you were thinking. Confessing to me on the show. Did you take the wrong medicine? Seeing that I wasn't angry, Liu Ruyan grinned and moved closer, rubbing her fluffy head against me. I had no other choice since you wouldn't propose. I had to take drastic measures. I won't propose? You were the one who didn't agree to marry early. Hey, I regret it now, can't I? At that time, I was just too nervous. And the production team said the interview had to be heartfelt. It would be best if it was a deep confession. Alright, so what about Tang San? Aren't you going to explain that? As soon as I finished speaking, I saw Liu Ruyan frown in disgust. Then she said, there's nothing to explain. According to Liu Ruyan herself, the moment she realized the person on stage was Tang San, she pushed him away and tried to explain, but the microphone was cut off by the production team. She immediately rushed off the stage to find me, but was blocked by Tang San and the production team. The production team explained it was for the show's effect, and Tang San claimed he was just invited by the production team to perform. It was just a prank game. But he didn't accept such uncommunicated pranks, so he didn't speak a word to Tang San the whole time. That's all there is to it. What else could there be? I'm definitely innocent. You believe me, right? I'm just puzzled. Why would Tang San do this? Liu Ruyan chuckled. Why, of course, for the hype. It's his usual tactic. You sound like you have some complaints. I'm not sure if I should ask. Tell me about this ex of yours. I cautiously asked. It's a lie to say I'm not upset. No boyfriend wouldn't care about his girlfriend's ex, especially since Liu Ruyan and I have been dating for 5 years. We recently met each other's parents. We're at an important stage, preparing to get married. We need to prepare in advance for everything. Liu Ruyan took a deep breath. This is a long story, so let's keep it short. Summarized in 100 words, Liu Ruyan's face turned red from holding back. Can we not talk about it today? Sure, I'll just take my blanket and sleep on the sofa tonight. No problem. Giving her the silent treatment. Next morning, my phone was blown up with calls. After a night of fermenting, the situation had evolved to the point where everyone online knew about it. My friend called me, saying Tang San tried to pull his trending topics overnight, but couldn't get them removed. Many brands he endorsed had already terminated their contracts with him. My friend continued, yesterday, you asked me to investigate him, and I did. Guess why he suddenly went on the show and tried to ride Liu Ruyan's coattails? Why? Because he was bored. He wanted to win back Liu Ruyan? My friend mysteriously smiled. An insider from the entertainment industry told me Tang San debuted abroad once before. It said he had a wealthy older woman supporting him. He offended a man abroad, got suppressed, and was dumped by his wealthy patron. Then he slunk back to the country. and re-debuted through a variety show with a boy group. But he's older, not popular in the boy group, so he wants to give up the idol image and transition to acting. He's been secretly contacting several web dramas, but they all think his popularity is average, so none of them wanted him. He probably wanted to ride on Liu Ruyan's popularity and stir up a relationship scandal with her to get that big budget web drama. Which web drama? The one Liu Ruyan turned down earlier. My friend explained. I suddenly understood everything. Liu Ruyan didn't want to be an actress, nor did she want to be involved in the entertainment industry. The main reason was because of her family. Her father is a director in the industry. Not very famous, but not unknown either. He has directed a few notable works. Although he hasn't produced any acclaimed dramas in recent years, he's still involved in big productions. Liu Ruyan was originally expected to become an actress. After all, her outstanding looks are a natural advantage. But Liu Ruyan absolutely hated acting, including this time going on the variety show The Strongest Brain Circuit. It was because I used to enjoy watching this show. I casually mentioned that the top students on the show were amazing. She scoffed at it when she heard. But a few days later, she suddenly told me she had signed up for The Strongest Brain Circuit to show me what true high intelligence combined with beauty looked like. She was serious about jealousy and also serious about being a romantic. The director of that ancient web drama is Liu Ruyan's father, the strict elder who gave me a cold look the first time we met. I roughly understood what had happened. Scrolling through the missed calls, a new unknown number came in. I answered, and the voice on the other end was blunt. Jibo, it's Tang San. We need to talk about the trending topics. Not interested, I replied, pressing the record button. Tang San paused, then continued, don't you want to know what happened between me and Liu Ruyan? No interest, I replied lazily. Tang San's tone grew frustrated, changing from superiority to anger. How much to resolve this? 500,000 enough. Just post a Weibo admitting you and Liu Ruyan broke up long ago, and that you're riding the wave. I can transfer the money to your account tomorrow. Mr. Tong, have you watched too many bad romance dramas? Isn't the money bribing tactic overused? Do you even know how much a blogger with 2 million followers earns in a year? Tang San suppressed his anger. Thinking of something, he suddenly laughed. So, no deal then? You're just an insignificant internet celebrity. I called out of respect, trying to negotiate. But if you don't appreciate it, don't blame me for not being polite. If I want to take Liu Ruyan from you, it's just a phone call away. Do what you want, Mr. Tong. You've already done enough damage. I hung up and saved the recording, calmly saying, go ahead, try. The other end angrily hung up. I pondered for a moment. Just then, Liu Ruyan's voice came from outside the bedroom. Honey, can I come in? I need to report something to you. Before I could respond, he had already skillfully squeezed in. He was wearing loose pajamas, his hair a bit messy, his pale face showing unease. He squatted by the bedside, pathetically holding up his phone, waving it at me. Tang San messaged me. He wants to meet. I observed him. He wasn't looking at his phone. I found it amusing. He asked you to meet. Why are you telling me? Liu Ruyan frowned, a bit displeased. Because you're my boyfriend. Shouldn't I tell you? Why are you so calm? You're not really going to leave me, are you? Sometimes I was amazed by Liu Ruyan's thought process. He could be so single-minded, I didn't know whether to call him naive or simply straightforward. Give me the phone, let me see. The message was indeed from Tang San. Liu Ruyan apologized. I never thought things would escalate to this point. I really didn't mean for this to happen. I was also tricked by the program team. My dream for so many years was just to pursue a career in the entertainment industry. Can you really bear to see someone you once loved deeply caught in a media storm? He got angry, never mentioning how much this whole thing hurt me. If I wasn't an internet celebrity, just an ordinary person, faced with this situation, I could only swallow my pride and bear the pain. If Liu Ruyan didn't help me, I'd be the one getting cyberbullied. Now he fabricates his pitiful lies to gain sympathy. Liu Ruyan kept observing my expression. Don't worry, I don't sympathize with him at all. He chose this path himself. There's nothing pitiful about it. I'll reply to him and make him give up. I've already contacted a lawyer to send him a lawsuit. Just in case. I took screenshots of the messages and handed the phone back to Liu Ruyan. Go meet him. Liu Ruyan stared at me. After a while, he looked up. He wants to meet up. Definitely to find someone to secretly take photos. I don't want to be used by him. And I don't want you to get hurt again. Liu Ruyan's gaze was sincere, his elegant face showing an indescribable gentleness. I took a deep breath, clearing my throat twice. I couldn't help but reach out and ruffle his hair. If you don't go, he'll keep dragging this out. You'll find it harder to get out of this than I do. We need to solve this, not avoid it. In a private room at a discreet little tavern, as soon as we entered, we saw Tang San wearing light blue clothes, with a baseball jacket over it, and a hat, mask, and sunglasses covering his face. Thanks to Tang San, Liu Ruyan and I became famous too. Even though we're not celebrities, we can't go out normally anymore. Liu Ruyan held my hand, sitting boldly in front of Tang San. So how do you plan to resolve this? Tang San had already removed his sunglasses and mask. When he saw Liu Ruyan, a flicker of joy flashed in his eyes. But when he saw me following Liu Ruyan in, his expression instantly stiffened. Why did you bring him? Liu Ruyan chuckled. He's my official boyfriend. Why wouldn't I bring him? I don't want my baby to misunderstand that I'm entangled with some random people. Tang San's face looked unpleasant, but he forced a smile. Of course, I wanted to apologize to both of you. Is this Jibo? Nice to meet you. I've heard Liu Ruyan mention you before. He extended his hand, looking at me with a friendly expression. I sat beside Liu Ruyan, looking at Tang San with a faint smile. Brilliant, the first sentence is a trap. If an average person heard I've heard Liu Ruyan mention you from an ex's mouth, they'd probably be fuming. That one sentence tried to sow discord between Liu Ruyan and me. If I were a bit more brainless, I might have already lashed out. Even if I did go back, it would lead to a fight with Liu Ruyan. I didn't shake his hand, just said calmly, "This isn't our first meeting. We saw each other backstage at the program 2 days ago. You took over the dressing room, pushed me aside, and went on stage yourself. Isn't that a tea ceremony performance? Who wouldn't know?" Liu Ruyan looked at me, tightening his grip on my fingers, then turned angrily to Tang San. "You did that? After all these years? You still haven't changed your arrogant and overbearing nature." Tang San panicked. "No, you've got it all wrong. Can I call you Jishe? I really didn't do it on purpose. At that time, I thought you were just a staff member. I didn't expect you to hold on to it. I'll apologize right now." As he spoke, he stood up, bowing deeply to me. This move left me confused. Anyway, his mouth was on him. He only needed to play the weak and apologize. "Yes, I'm petty. Your apology is insincere. I don't accept it." Before meeting Tang San, my brother had already found out what happened at the recording site. The program team initially intended for me to go on stage, but someone in the middle received a call from Tang San's side claiming to be Liu Ruyan's boyfriend from 6 years ago. The two had broken up due to various misunderstandings, just as Liu Ruyan publicly declared his feelings on the show. If Tang San appeared on set, it would surely create a media sensation. As for me, an ordinary person, even if I were confessed to, it wouldn't cause such a huge stir. An idol versus an internet celebrity. The program team naturally chose the former. This was a real-life version of the substitute prince. Originally seamless, a normal person would accept this situation. After all, Who can refuse an idol's affection? But Liu Ruyan's mind doesn't work like a normal person's. So Tang San was not innocent at all. From start to finish, this was all his scheme. Tang San probably didn't expect that I wouldn't play by the rules. And Liu Ruyan supported me all the way, refusing to accept an apology. Why should I forgive you? Tang San's face turned pale. He swayed, then collapsed right in front of us. Neither Liu Ruyan nor I reacted immediately. I was the first to check on him, worried this might be another one of his tricks, but his face was ashen. It didn't look fake. Liu Ruyan was stunned too. Do you have low blood sugar? Tang San slowly came to, struggling to sit up. Sorry for making a scene. I do have low blood sugar. Just give me a piece of candy. Liu Ruyan stood still, not moving, but I could clearly feel that he was biting at me. Knowing his personality, I looked up and said to him, go out and buy some candy for him. Liu Ruyan's face showed hesitation. He stared at me without speaking. Go on, it's a matter of life and death. Liu Ruyan glanced at me, and then at Tang San. In the end, he anxiously went out. As soon as Liu Ruyan left the room, I immediately released Tang San's arm. He then sat back down in his seat. He tittied up his previously disheveled hair, looking nothing like the weak person from before. I crossed my arms and stared at him. Liu Ruyan has already been dealt with. If you have something to say to me, just say it. Tang San leaned on his hand, looking at me with satisfaction. You saw it just now, didn't you? He still cares about me. Remember my low blood sugar? I still remember how he used to nag me when we were together, because of my low blood sugar. Later, he was so afraid something might happen to me, that he always carried a piece of candy with him. That way, he could take care of me anytime. I looked at him coldly, remaining silent, but he continued speaking to himself, even if he is with you now. So what? He still remembers my habits. You were with him for 5 years, but you were just his substitute for those 5 years. He is too naive and single-minded, just too embarrassed to refuse you because of old feelings. But it's alright. I've returned to my country now. He'll soon be back by my side. Seeing me continuously smile at him, his lips twitched slightly. Someone who can keep him around cannot keep his heart. It's just a game of love. Once he's had enough, he'll naturally choose the person he loves the most. Are you done talking? I impatiently interrupted him. With a smile in my voice, I spoke as he looked at me in shock. I thought you might say something more meaningful, but it's still these old lines. I used to think you were a sophisticated schemer, but now it seems your level is quite ordinary. You think that by saying these things, you can stir up trouble between me and Liu Ruyan? He remembers your low blood sugar. So what? He's a genius scholar. If you only want to use this matter to achieve your goal, then I'm sorry to tell you, you failed. I sat in the chair, tapping my fingers slowly on the table. Liu Ruyan is not a plaything you can summon and dismiss at will, and neither am I. Feel free to try any methods you have left, but I advise you that just because the tiger doesn't roar, it doesn't mean I'm a sick cat. If you continue to stir up trouble, I won't mind resorting to some special measures. After I finished speaking, Tang San's face looked even worse than before. At that moment, Liu Ruyan returned. Seeing this, Tang San immediately reached out and slapped himself hard. His cheek was instantly reddened from the slap. Then he fell to the ground. I couldn't help but shout 666 at this entire act. He really put in a lot of effort to be an actor. Liu Ruyan pushed open the door, just in time to see Tang San lying on the floor. Tang San immediately went into full drama mode, staring at me in horror. Jidge, if hitting me will calm you down, then go ahead and hit me. I was wrong, but don't take your anger out on Liu Ruyan. He doesn't know anything. Liu Ruyan stood at the door, frozen for a while. I also looked at Liu Ruyan. I wondered if this little cutie would be fooled by this act. After staring blankly for 3 seconds, Liu Ruyan quickly closed the door and fixed his gaze on me. I remained silent. After a while, he suddenly pulled out his phone and took several photos of Tang San's face. After doing this, he looked at Tang San with a pained expression and said, I initially thought you were just a bad person with a bad heart, but I didn't expect your brain to be messed up as well. Don't you feel any pain hitting yourself? Are you trying to frame our baby for hitting you and then find someone to take photos and post them online to start a scandal against us? Tang San was thrown off by Liu Ruyan's words, unable to continue his act. He dryly said, What are you talking about? It was Debunking. He hit me to vent his anger. Liu Ruyan sneered, Do you really think I'm an idiot? Can't you use your brain before doing something bad? The fingerprints on your face, with the thumb pointing towards your ear. If it was our baby who slapped you, the thumb would be pointing towards your mouth. Don't say that if Liu Ruyan hadn't reminded me, I wouldn't have thought of it. I paused, deep in thought. Tisk, isn't this a case of digging your own grave? Tang San was also stunned, his face showing some embarrassment. Liu Ruyan reached out and pulled me over, giving me a thorough once-over. It seemed he wanted to make sure I wasn't hurt. Only then did he sigh in relief. Turning back to Tang San, he continued with harsh words, The paparazzi you arranged outside, I've already caught them. Forget about using our meeting to create hype. I have no sympathy for you at all. Not now, and not in the future. To be honest, Boda and I got our marriage license yesterday. We are now a legal couple. If you continue to sow discord, I won't hesitate to make you fall to the bottom and never be able to get back up. After delivering this harsh statement, Liu Ruyan turned around and dragged me out of the private room. The afternoon breeze blew gently. At the entrance of the small tavern, Liu Ruyan tightly held my hand. Did Tang San scare you just now? I paused for a moment. Calmly, I replied, No, but you did scare me. Liu Ruyan smugly raised the corner of his mouth. You don't need to admire me too much. It's just that anyone with a bit of brains can see this. Besides, you wouldn't actually hit someone. Why wouldn't I? I looked at him curiously. I always acted quite fierce in front of him. So how could he be unclear about my persona? You disdain to lay hands on such idiots. And secondly, the thumbprint was too obvious. You observed very carefully. He raised his eyebrows in response. Then, with a sticky motion, he rested his head on my shoulder. You set me up. I chuckled softly. I naturally wrapped my arms around his waist and decided not to tease him further. Returning to the topic, didn't you just go out to buy candy for him? Why did you end up catching the paparazzi? Liu Ruyan's face darkened. Who said I went to buy candy? If he has low blood sugar, shouldn't he carry it with him? I directly called 120 to make sure if something went wrong, it wouldn't be blamed on us. As for the paparazzi, I noticed the window of that private room was off when I came in. Celebrities like them are always very cautious. How could they not pull the curtains when going out to eat? They intentionally left it open for people to take photos. So after I called 120, I used the angle of that window to locate the paparazzi. I didn't expect to actually catch them. I couldn't help but give a thumbs up. I pinched his fair face. You're really amazing. Today was a job well done. Liu Ruyan with this praise from me. Instantly, he was like a puppy seeking praise from its owner. Not only that, I even asked the tavern owner for the surveillance footage earlier, but there wasn't any in the private room. But that's okay. As long as I can prove that I didn't meet him alone, he won't be able to stir up much trouble. I was genuinely surprised. I hadn't expected Liu Ruyan to be so meticulous. I thought he was just a naive sweetheart, but it turns out his intelligence is quite sharp. So why act like a little cutie in front of me? Very soon, the ambulance arrived at the tavern entrance. Liu Ruyan and I had already left by car, as I expected. That night, Tang San once again hit the hot search. Tang San met Liu Ruyan privately and was publicly slapped by Liu Ruyan's boyfriend. Tang San was hospitalized with scratches. The incident of him being slapped was exposed, and Liu Ruyan was accused of playing both sides. He dumped Tang San years ago, and now he's riding on the publicity. My phone rang off the hook with calls from my brothers, asking me what exactly happened, and when I met Tong Gong. I couldn't explain it clearly, because at that moment, my Weibo and video site accounts were flooded by fans. There were tons of negative comments and private messages. I didn't mind. But this wave of public opinion wasn't just targeting me. It also included Liu Ruyan. Some netizens posted photos from Liu Ruyan's past relationship with Tang San, and others dug up Liu Ruyan's background and financial details. I don't know if it was Tang San's malicious guidance, but now it's turned into a story where I supposedly meddled in Liu Ruyan and Tang San's relationship, leading to their breakup. Liu Ruyan is now portrayed as a heartless woman, and I'm cast as the third party who interfered in someone else's relationship. I took a deep breath. Though I had anticipated this, I notified Liu Ruyan. After reading it, he didn't say anything. He stared at me for a long while. "Leave this to me," he finally said. "I'll handle the follow-up." "Are you sure you want to handle it yourself? Do you not need my help?" I looked at him, softly asking. Liu Ruyan smiled. "Can you trust your baby? Just like when you were so firm in believing I wouldn't do something like that before, even when the program team tried to convince you otherwise?" I stared at Liu Ruyan in surprise, not expecting him to bring that up. It turns out he had always been clear in his mind. That day when I went live, there was indeed a risk. If not handled well, I would have to bear all the online backlash. If I didn't trust Liu Ruyan, after hearing what the program team had to say, and if I assumed Liu Ruyan was involved with Tang San, leading to a direct confrontation, then during my live broadcast, if Liu Ruyan denied everything and claimed Tang San was his boyfriend, I would be thrust into the spotlight of controversy. But I knew Liu Ruyan too well, and I trusted his feelings for me. That's why I was fearless. Because no matter what I did, Liu Ruyan would always have my back. "I will cover for us." I cupped his face, gently placing a kiss on his lips. "I trust you." I still have the recording video of Tang San's call that day. If he wants to scheme against us, it's not going to be that simple. I always like to keep a backup plan, preparing for the unexpected. I didn't expect it to actually come in handy. In the morning, Tang San gained the upper hand on Weibo. But soon Liu Ruyan posted an essay of over 3,000 words on Weibo. The essay was meticulously worded and logical. It not only detailed the specifics of his breakup with Tang San, but also included various chat records. He summarized their past in about 100 words, with the remaining 2,700 words focusing on the details of our relationship. This is what I call meticulous. He also uploaded the recording and video of Tang San's phone call offering a bribe, along with the surveillance footage and paparazzi photos we obtained from the bar. With these solid pieces of evidence laid out, Weibo exploded. Public opinion quickly turned in our favor. Tang San was exposed as a schemer. Tang San was using money to silence people. Liu Ruyan, after all, didn't overdo things. For example, he didn't mention the affair with Tang San's wealthy benefactor. But that didn't stop netizens. Soon, a paparazzi revealed that Tang San had previously started his career abroad, being used as a kept toy by his wealthy patron. Not only that, but Tang San had a very scandalous private life while abroad. He had intimate relationships with several female directors and actresses in secret. Tang San's reputation was completely ruined. Before the fall, Tang San had achieved what he wanted. He became famous, fairly famous, but only for the wrong reasons. His Weibo account was quickly banned. His management company also terminated his contract. He was about to face enormous penalty fees. And all of this was entirely his own doing. Thanks to the surge of millions of fans I had at that time, many fans who had previously attacked me came to apologize in my messages. Some even summarized the whole incident, and were amazed to find out that I had been involved from the start. Whether it was being deceived by the production team, or proving things through live broadcasts, or through the recording and videos, I had remained calm and composed throughout, like a strategist. So my identity was also revealed. Liu Ruyan's official boyfriend. A Harvard graduate. Wow, a double scholar. No wonder his intelligence is so sharp. Internet celebrity Debunking. With several publicly traded companies at home, a market value of over 100 billion. A true wealthy young master. Thinking about Tang San's offer of 500,000 to Debunking, I almost died laughing. Did he even realize how rich Debutting's family is? What a satisfying twist. But let me tell you, Liu Ruyan's family background isn't bad either. A perfect match in terms of background and family. I brought the Civil Affairs Bureau to them and had them marry online. I had no idea about the online comments because at that moment I was at home preparing for the proposal. The living room was submerged in a sea of roses, with several balloons floating in the middle. The balloons had Liu Ruyan's name awkwardly written on them, on one knee. I took out the diamond ring from my pocket and clumsily practiced my proposal. Wife, will you marry me? Liu Ruyan, wearing a cat ear headband, opened the door and walked in. Seeing me frozen in place, she immediately covered her mouth in surprise. Baby, is this the surprise you prepared for me? Seeing that I didn't say anything, Liu Ruyan came closer to me, her voice soft as she said, "You did so well. I'll give you a reward." I tilted my head and looked at her. What reward? She tilted her head and thought for a moment. How about you join me on my household register in the future? A live-in son-in-law. I nodded. I agreed to that, but with one condition. What's that? Delete that 2,700-word essay you wrote. She frowned sadly. Can I keep it? I think it's great, but I only want to be the one to read it, I said, pulling her into my embrace. Fool, I should be the one writing the essay, not you. Before she could react, I leaned in close to her ear. Thank you for believing in me so firmly. Choosing me for the future, I won't let you down. Thank you for your praise. Likewise, I looked at her.